Right now, as we speak, Sony is making big plans for the 30th anniversary of the PlayStation. That's right, Sony originally debuted their 32-bit console in Japan in 1994, kicking off a hugely successful brand that has seen more than 500 million units sold and tens of thousands of games created across 5 different generations. But not so fast, American gamers. For us, the 30th anniversary, well, that isn't until next year. For now, we're just gonna have to spend the day celebrating the PlayStation's 29th birthday, which just doesn't have the same ring to it. No matter the number, all this talk about Sony's made me wonder what Electronic Gaming Monthly thought of the PlayStation 3 decades ago. What were their favorite launch games? As it turns out, the PS1 launched with a total of 12 games on the 9th of September 1995, with EGM reviewing all but 4 of them. However, I thought it might be more fun to look at the full launch window, which includes high-profile games like Mortal Kombat 3 and Jumping Flash, titles that were released a month or 2 after the console first debuted. Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to include everything that launched on the PlayStation right up to the end of 1995, which brings the list up to 25 games. From massive hits to under-the-radar games that you've probably forgotten about, what we're going to do today is count down the best and worst PlayStation launch games using nothing more than Electronic Gaming Monthly's own words and scores. There's no editorializing here, we're just gonna see what the critics said back when these games first came out. So get ready to find out if Enos lives or not, because this is what happens when EGM ranks the PlayStation launch lineup.
Like to be humiliated by women. Here's your dream date. You are not ready.
Alright, we're gonna kick things off with number 25, Total Eclipse Turbo. I didn't care for the 3DO version, and the PlayStation rendition doesn't work either. The game is slow, and the power-ups do very little. There are instant hits galore, particularly in the tunnels, where the collision will drive you nuts. The control is okay, but the way you interact is poor. Total Eclipse Turbo does have a few cool effects, like the waves and the super bomb, but these don't make the game. In all honesty, I'd pass this game up, unless you like the 3DO version. Number 24, Kileak, the DNA Imperative. Okay, the environment is set well. The sound and graphics are very appropriate for the mood and setting of this game. However, the poor interface and control simply did not rest well in my mind while reviewing this game. Where did the control go? I was expecting another Doom ripoff, and I got even less. Sure, everybody likes the rotating environments and the big, zippy, explosive weapons. But what good are these things without an effective means of control? Number 23, Road Rash. After playing Road Rash, I couldn't help but think, been there, done that. Don't get me wrong, the game's graphics and video are smoother and more refined compared to its 3DO predecessor. Otherwise, the game's the same. This game rocked years ago, but it looks average compared to today's racing games. Number 22, Zero Divide. With Mortal Kombat 3 and Tekken already out on the PlayStation, Zero Divide is up against tough competition. Well, Zero Divide does have some unique features to it, such as a well-rounded selection of characters and moves that are very different from other games. It also has the creative Japanese look that sets it apart from everything else. I found it unusual that it only uses 2 attack buttons, which indicates simplicity, but that limitation is compensated by a harder game difficulty. There are plenty of surprises in this one. Number 21, Viewpoint. Damn hard. The level of difficulty should be changed, or there should be some more power-ups to compensate. Many players will have to work on this one for a few hours just to get past the second stage. The musical tracks are intense, but they'll get under your skin shortly while playing. The control is simple and easy to manage as long as you withheld your Zaxxon ability after lying dormant for so long. A great title for players looking for a one-level linear shooter that is really hard. Number 20, Gex. The PlayStation version of Gex has a lot of improvements over the 3DO version. Dana Gould's voiceovers are crystal clear and understandable. The cinemas are amazingly crisp compared to the original. Gamers who have not played the 3DO version will enjoy this title a lot more than those who played the hell out of the 3DO version. I would have liked this title a lot more if I'd never played it on 3DO, but gamers that are new to Gex will enjoy this game, humor and all. Number 19, 3D Lemmings. As a longtime Lemmings fan, it's great to see them grow into the third dimension. The masses have been rendered into 3D with impressive accuracy. Adjusting to the unlimited view and the camera control can be a shock to the unsuspecting. The mazes hold the same classic challenge, and most importantly, it feels like you're playing a Lemmings title and not a Doom clone with green-haired characters. Number 18, Loaded. Shoot, maim, kill! Loaded is a fast-paced game that sends you on a search and destroy mission, killing everything in your path. The visuals are clean and the character movements are smooth and exacting, letting you move quickly around to blast the nasties that are gunning for you. The only thing to watch out for is when you get too close to an enemy and can't seem to turn around fast enough to get him. And we're back with number 17, Battle Arena Toshinden. I was really blown away by the incredible look of this game, and when I first tried it, I was only impressed further. The graphics have a great 3D look that really moves in 3D and not just a one plane shaded polygon. The characters are fun to play, including the bosses. Fighting fans will like it right from their first try. It plays more like Street Fighter than Virtua, with a faster pace and several special moves. A must-try for PlayStation owners. Number 16, NBA In the Zone. This is the basketball game to beat. Konami has slammed onto the sports scene with authority. They've hit the three-pointer at the buzzer with In the Zone. The gameplay is incredible and the graphics are outstanding. This game may cause companies to think twice before hitting the PlayStation hardcourt. Number 15, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Everywhere you go, NBA Jam Tournament Edition is in your face. It does get a bit redundant seeing the game on every platform, but this translation to the PlayStation is done superbly well. I can't imagine how this game can get any better unless it comes out on the Ultra 64. In the end, it's good old Jam with better graphics. Number 14, the Raiden Project. Why does Raiden seem to be one of the first shooters to come out on every new system? Anyway, Raiden Project is a timeless shooter that is now even better because you get both Raiden 1 and 2 on the same disc. If you remember, Raiden 1 was quite easy and still is. However, Raiden 2 is a real challenge. The power-ups actually do something useful as well. Shooter fans don't pass up Raiden Project. There may not be another one like this. Number 13, Discworld. I hear Eric Idle's voice? No more needs to be said. As the funniest point-and-click adventure to appear in a long time, Discworld features loads of dialogue, all done in that sarcastic British humor. This game is solid entertainment from the intro to the last stage. Even the riddles and quests have been developed for enjoyment more than purpose. The graphics are top-notch, and the control is, well, the standard point-and-click. My only gripe is that the game drags at some points. Number 12, Rayman. Contrary to the early belief that the PlayStation can't do side-scrolling games very well, Rayman comes out shining in many ways. The game's visuals can be easily noted among the best, with lots of detail and animation that rivals the animation that comes out of Disney. The music is also great, even though it's geared towards a much younger listening crowd. The play control takes a little getting used to, but once you get it down, it's pretty easy. I like this game. Number 11, Mortal Kombat 3. Well, it looks and plays very close to the arcade version, with combos and the little nuances intact. As a port of the arcade, it does an excellent job. I personally have a slight problem with the PlayStation controller and had some difficulty doing the combos, but that's just me. Access time is tight, and the game is as close as any Mortal Kombat fan could wish for. Well, except for Shang's leg time in the morphs. If you like the original, you'll love it. Number 10, Jumping Flash. I always wondered what Mario and Sonic would look like if they were shown from the first-person perspective. Jumping Flash is that. The graphics are outstanding, and you really interact in a 3D world. I thought the cutesy theme would get on my nerves, but it didn't. The game excels in every department. Sometimes dodging the hit of some enemies is hard, but in this game, it's livable. Jumping Flash is, most importantly, fun, and it shows off what the PlayStation can do. Number 9, Goalstorm. I didn't expect FIFA Soccer to have any stiff competition until after I played this game. The polygon-drawn players move realistically, and the gameplay is silky smooth. The interface is so user-friendly that an instruction manual isn't even needed. My only wish would be for the real players' names and a greater variety of crowd noises.
You, son, are playing with the gods.
And when you're out there,
Breathing in the hot, stinky breath of the gods. Ask yourself, what in the sand hill am I doing here? You are not ready.
And we're back with number 8, NHL FaceOff. Sony has gone into the corner and come away with the puck. They blasted a one-timer into the top corner. Hockey fans will enjoy the fast-paced action and the attention to detail. There are many different angles to view those great saves or awesome goals, including a view from behind the net. Number 7, PGA Tour 96. PGA Tour scores a hole-in-one with me. The gameplay is excellent as usual with an EA Sports golf game. The only change this time is that it now has the graphics to go with the gameplay. Whether you're a novice or a pro at golf games, PGA Tour 96 captures all the aspects of the complex game of golf. Tee it up! Number 6, Ridge Racer. This is one of the most addictive games that I've ever played. This game is incredible, and after the game is loaded, you can take out the Ridge Racer CD and replace it with one of your favorite music CDs. You can still play the game listening to your favorite music. I don't know why you would, the music for this game rocks. This game is a must-play. Number 5, XCOM UFO Defense. XCOM's graphics may only be average, but its in-depth gameplay and terrific strategy will win you over. The difficulty may be a bit extreme, but you can keep going back to it. The range of missions and diversity keeps it fresh every time you play. XCOM is a must-buy. There's so much to do, you'll really get your money's worth. You can keep playing this one for months. Hard as hell, but great. Number 4, NFL GameDay. This could very well be the Madden killer that everyone is waiting for. The game is close to perfect. All the action on the field can't get any better with great tackles, and other player abilities. The stadium comes alive with real-time crowd reaction and cheers. This is too real to pass up. You know, change is good. Number 3, WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. While still trying to find the coin slot on the PlayStation, WWF WrestleMania is one exciting game. All the moves and the combos are here and easier to initiate. As far as sounds go, this rocks your woofers with the off-the-wall commentary and crowd reaction. WWF WrestleMania is a complete wrestling game with all the fixins. Number 2, Warhawk. I've been waiting my entire life for a game like Warhawk. For one, the game utilizes every button on the PlayStation controller, and believe me, you're gonna use them. I've always loved a game with a challenge, and Warhawk requires more strategy and skill than even the most experienced players will have. Excellent control, killer graphics, and smoke and sound effects are just the beginning. The only drawback is the small number of levels. And finally, at number 1, Twisted Metal. As an old fan of the board game Car Wars, Twisted Metal brought all the carnage of my pen and paper RPG days to the TV. The graphics are outstanding, and each level gets progressively better. The climax on the rooftop is a real blast. There are plenty of different vehicles to choose from. The whole premise is sort of warped, but in a cool way. The music fits it perfectly. The 2-player mode is a blast. So far, this is my favorite PlayStation game.
Under 25. License revoked. Insurance. You're just the guy we're looking for. You are not ready.
Hey, thanks for watching me break down these classic reviews. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we have a whole playlist where we look at classic franchises and companies. I'm talking about Mario, Sonic, Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, Gran Turismo, Burnout, Turok, and more. So many more. I say give that playlist a binge when you have a good afternoon free. Now, here's the question I have for you. What's your favorite PlayStation launch game? Let me see your picks in the comments below. In other news, we'll be back tomorrow with a review of Yars Rising from Atari, followed later in the week with What the Car. We have a packed week in store for you, so do me a favor and click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.